Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Oh god, you're gonna have to excuse me, I've got the sniffles today. I woke up and chose allergies. Today I'm going to be doing my October wrap-up, a little late like usual. I don't know why I can't stick to deadlines, but, well, I just can't. Let's get into books. I read a little bit in October. I'm kind of like out of love with reading at the moment. I'm finding it so hard to just sit down, focus, and like get into a book that's like juicy enough for me to stay interested and not get distracted by everything else that's on offer. So I read a couple of little comic books that are part of the Dragon Prince series because I love that animated show and I'm a child. And then I listened to Stephen King's Salem's Lot on audiobook. I really enjoyed that. I love vampires. I think I always have, like since I was like 8 and watched Blade. I've been obsessed with vampires. Was I 8 or was I 9? Who knows? Probably far too young, but the past is past. Yeah, so I've always enjoyed vampires and I kind of liked the riff on Dracula in this one. And yeah, like it was a little bit dark, but it wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to get. Okay, yeah, there is like some things in it that are like pretty fucking dark. I don't want to spoil. I thought it was enjoyable. I feel like Stephen King is like easy reading because you're intrigued by the plot, so you want to continue, and also the fact that I listen to an audiobook, that's definitely like, for me, who is capable of reading, easy reading because I can do other things while I'm listening. And then I did try and read the new Sally Rooney Intermezzo, and it was a complete fucking failure. I found it boring, and I think the main reason was that I just couldn't read Peter's chapters. So there's 2 POVs in this because it's about 2 brothers who have recently lost, I think, their father. And each chapter alternates between the brothers. Ivan, fine. I actually was interested in his storyline. Peter, on the other hand, fucking stream of consciousness. So, have we already got the no speech mark punctuation going on? Yes, because it's Sally Rooney. You're just going to throw unreadable, for me, stream of consciousness. I literally hate stream of consciousness. I think it's one of the most annoying literary sort of devices. I get why you're doing it. The anxiety, the hecticness of your brain. My brain's fucking hectic. Do I want to sit down and read someone else's hectic, a million mile a pace mind? No, I don't. Because I find it so hard to be like, oh, what have I just read? I don't understand. Oh, let me just read that page 16 times. Still don't fucking understand. And also, he was just boring. Like, women problems, but he's an arsehole. He's an arsehole to his potentially neurodivergent brother. Don't like that. Does he have any character growth? And to be honest, I keep hearing everyone say, oh, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing. Oh, it's her best one yet, it's her best one yet. Is it? Is it? Do I just need to listen to it on audiobook? Because I can't read anymore. Maybe I'm broken, maybe I just can't read. So yeah, I'm in the waiting list from my library for the audio version, and maybe I can get past the insufferable use of stream of consciousness. It literally makes me rage. And when it comes to reading, like, there's books that I've started, like I can see a book on my shelf that has got a bookmark like probably 20% through the book. I started reading it, got bored, never picked it up again. And so when there's different POV chapters of characters and one I don't like, I just get stuck and then I can't go over the hurdle because I'm just like, I'd rather be doing something else. There's something far more infinitely interesting than trying to struggle through this stream of consciousness chapter. So, yeah, that's where we're at with Sally Rooney. Someone in the comments section, tell me you hated it. Tell me I don't need to go back and revisit it. Anyone, please. Let me just get my current readout. But, oh god, that just made the lighting terrible. Oh no, you can see the camera in the reflection of the television. Oh, amateur hour. My current read is this beautiful cover, but the contents is interesting as well. So this is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. I am enjoying this. So you can look forward to a review of this for November. Right, so that's books done. Let's get on to movies. To be honest, I don't think there's as many movies as usual because I spent most of October playing Dragon Age Inquisition, because the new Dragon Age the Veilguard game came out at the end of October and I hadn't played the game yet, and I was just like, oh, I really need to. I've been meaning to play this game for ages. I downloaded it at the beginning of the year when I got my gaming PC. I just hadn't carved out the time because I became too obsessed with Baldur's Gate 3. And then the new expansion of World of Warcraft came out. So then after I'd done all of the storyline of that, and it's just grinding stuff afterwards, I was like, okay, now is the time to dip my toes into Inquisition. Became obsessed. Literally couldn't do anything other than go to work, eat some food, play Inquisition all evening, and then go to bed at 11. So then I'm tired in the morning, and then do the same again. So yeah, literally became obsessed. I'm currently playing Veilguard, and you know what? I'm not sold on it. It's all that rushing through the game to get to the new game. Well, it wasn't necessarily that, because I just became hooked on it and I just had to keep playing it. So it wasn't like I was rushing through it actually. But yeah, I enjoyed the party aspect of it, the fact that you could switch between characters. But on this, you can only play, on Veilguard, you can only play your own character, which is a bit annoying. And there's only 2 companions. I enjoyed a full 4-person party, kind of like Baldur's Gate. And in a way, I also enjoyed in Inquisition where you could freeze time and quickly scan around and see where all your enemies are, almost like turn-based combat. So I just fucking loved that. Literally such a good game. But annoyingly, a villain reveal got spoiled for me because I watched the trailer for the new game where I was like, hang on a minute, why is my bestie suddenly trying to burn the fucking world? So yeah, that was annoying because the twist would have shot me through the heart, because I always play as elves, and so there's another elven character in Inquisition who is so knowledgeable about all the cultural stuff and all the magic, and is just seems like a genuinely nice person, and then suddenly it's yeah, fuck's sake, wants to burn the world. But anyway, that's enough about my obsession, my very sudden obsession with Dragon Age. Let's find out what movies I watched, and can I remember any of them? Okay, so there were some French movies, but we don't really care about them. Well, some of them we don't care about. A Different Man. This was such a good film, and it kind of felt because I watched it soon after I'd seen The Substance, and it kind of felt like a riff on similar themes about beauty and sort of appearance, but from the male perspective. Yeah, so there's this struggling actor played by Sebastian Stan who has neurofibromatosis, which manifests as a sort of facial disfigurement, and he's very much burdened by this and is so painfully shy and sort of kind of closed off from the world. And he comes across a procedure where he can get rid of this condition. So he tries it. And meanwhile, he's befriended a playwright played by the amazing Renata Reinsieve. She's a Norwegian accent. She's a Norwegian actress from The Worst Person in the World, and I love her. I think she's so cool. I can't wait to see some of her new movies coming out soon. So she plays a playwright, and she's making a play, and he's jokingly, oh, write a part for me so that I can work, because he's a struggling actor. And so then I feel like I'm telling you the whole plot, but basically it transpires that he becomes traditionally attractive, and into his life comes another actor who has the same condition as him, played by the fucking legendary Adam Pearson, who is just so charismatic. I swear I've seen him on a documentary or something. So funny, and he basically kind of plays a version of himself, because he has the personality, a fucking insanely cool charismatic personality in real life and in this movie. And it just kind of shows how you can move beyond what you look like, and if you own it and you have the confidence, then it doesn't necessarily matter what you look like. You can command attention, you can get people to like being around you if you've got the confidence. And it's just, I thought it was a really cool message. But it's also like the film feels a bit Kafkaesque in its sort of nightmarish quality, and how like this guy thought he was escaping the sort of torment that this condition imparted on him, only for things to actually get worse. And I just thought brilliant. Like, it really kind of floored me. So like, I feel like it's a perfect double bill with The Substance. Like, The Substance goes fucking berserk, but it's like, yeah, beauty for a woman, beauty for a man, and how it affects the psyche. And yeah, totally watch it. and just fabulous. That's my opinion. Then I watched a French movie called Black Box, or Boîte Noire, which is about like some nerdy guy who is obsessed with aeroplanes, and he basically goes over like recording some black boxes to find out why a plane may have crashed or malfunctioned. Someone did actually write such a true and kind of hilarious review of it on Letterboxd. It just made me laugh. Where is it? The most intelligent review I can give of this is that the main dude is literally the Will Graham of planes. So like, I'm obsessed with Hannibal, the show, perhaps the most elite form of Hannibal media. Come attack me for dissing a Academy Award winning movie, but I fucking love the TV show. So like, when anyone compares anything else to Hannibal, it just makes me laugh. But it's so accurate. Like, this dude pretty much is the Will Graham of planes. Obsessive, nervous, just twitchy as well about it. Almost like, well, pretty much nearly ruins his whole entire life to try and like get the truth of the situation. But yeah, essentially it's this guy investigating why a plane crashed into the Alps, and it's all like, something's very fishy about it. There's a malfunction in the recording, and he just keeps going and like trying to find out the truth, and like bad shit happens. It was quite a good movie, and it's got Pierre Niney in it, who's like quite a popular French actor, and I think he did like a really good job of just being like this weird little nervous nerd, totally out of his depth and struggling to keep everything together. And then I think the final film I watched in October was actually a documentary. But the reason why I watched this documentary is because it had a link with one of my favourite games, World of Warcraft. And it's on Netflix, and it's called The Remarkable Life of Ebeling. So it's about this Norwegian guy who had a condition called Duchenne, which I believe is like a condition where your muscles slowly falter. I'm not sure exactly on is it muscular dystrophy? Yeah. So it's a severe type of muscular dystrophy. And so basically he was diagnosed with this at a young age and would play video games to sort of escape the real world. And he fell in love with playing World of Warcraft. And his character was called Ebeling, and he was like a little private investigator who would just run around role-playing with other people, finding out things, and also like connecting people. And literally, I fucking cried all throughout this because it was just so heartfelt and just fucking tragic, because this guy was just so kind and nice and like touched so many other people's hearts just by playing the game, but like being kind, compassionate, and sort of just being playful and just like creating a community. But like, there was one part which was about this mother who connected with Ebeling and was like asking him for advice about her autistic son, and she was really upset with the fact that she was struggling to bond with him, and like even down to the point where her son wouldn't hug her, and it just kind of made her feel like shit, basically. And so then Ebeling, the guy who is going through his own fucking shit, literally a condition that ultimately will kill him because of just how rapid it is, took the time to console her, to talk to her, to kind of get to kind of like a deep connection with someone, for them to be able to ask for your help. And he was like, well, why don't you get your son to play, like, you enjoy playing this game, why don't you play together? And so then they start playing, and it's just literally so fucking wholesome. And that changed that mother's and son's life forever. And they now have a much stronger bond because that her autistic son has got a special interest in this game and he can share it with her, and it's just like but yeah, like, it really fucking touched me how sweet and kind people can be through a screen, because you get so many dicks on games just being absolute keyboard fuckwits who just like trash you or take the piss out of you because you're not like, oh, you're a bit shit. Like, oh, one time, I mean, in my defence, I did try and go into a dungeon right at the beginning of playing Warcraft, and I did not know what the fuck I was doing, and I just got berated. And I feel like I've never gone back since, because I just hear about people getting berated for like quite a simple dungeon. So it's not like you're at like top tier competitive level, just like your Joe Blogs gaming. Like, people just getting slated because they're not good enough to your standard. And it's just like, in a world full of dicks like that, you had like this kind, gentle soul connecting with people and just making lives generally better. And yeah, the documentary really fucking touched me, and I think it's the kind of thing that you should watch if you like gaming, but you also just are touched by human connection and the power of kindness. And even thinking about it is making me feel like I'm gonna cry. But yeah, and also like another cute thing, if you play World of Warcraft, there's actually like a little pet and accessories pack. I'm gonna stick it up here and say go buy it. That all the proceeds of this fucking cute pet and the most adorable backpack ever goes fully to, so 100% of the proceeds goes to a charity that supports research into Duchenne, because it is an incurable disease. And yeah, so I think it's just so lovely that they're doing this, and they made, and just the fact that it's called Revan, so that is fox in Norwegian. It's just such cute. And like on the backpack, it's got magnifying glass because his character was a private detective. So cute, so well thought out. Buy it if you play World of Warcraft. And yeah, goodbye. I need to stop talking about this because I'm going to fucking cry. Right, what TV shows did I watch in a month where I was literally just playing video games? I have continued watching La Maison, which is like such a soap opera with French fashion people being fucking awful to each other. Succession vibes, totally. Love it. I need to watch the last 2 episodes, but my Apple TV subscription ran out, so I'm waiting until I go and visit my sister because she has Apple TV. What else did I watch? I don't think I've been watching anything. Oh no, that's totally a lie. Yeah, so what have I been watching on TV? So I'm still watching Star Trek The Next Generation, like, quick update. I'm on the final season, so when I finish that, I will be binge watching all the movies. I fucking love Star Trek. I don't need to tell you that because I've got a stupid video where I dress up as Spock, who is like literally the most iconic alien ever to ever alien. But yeah, so I'm slowly going through it, and I just feel like it's such a comfort show. Like, when you feel like the world's shit and we're leaning far too to the right, especially with recent events, there's a bit of hope in Star Trek that everything will be okay and that we can live in a world of harmony where we can be with other species, which is very much a commentary on racism and races within the human race, and we can coexist peacefully for the most part, and everything's okay and everything's beautiful. So watch Star Trek and don't be a dick. That's the moral of the story. Watch Star Trek and don't be a fascist. Right, anyway. Next show I watched was season 3 or 4, can't quite remember. Season 4, but I think it might be season 3 in a different country, of Wisting, which is a Norwegian Nordic noir murder mystery show. I quite like this show. It's like basic as fuck. It has all the formulas of a standard Nordic noir, but I eat it up every single time. Yeah, so I finally catched up and watched the latest season that aired earlier in the year. Enjoyed it. Another show I watched was Sweet Pea, which again really enjoyed it. I feel like, because I swear both of those shows I've just mentioned, they're based on books. I'm never going to read them because it's not my genre, but I fucking love a good thriller show / murder show. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite interesting in how things escalate, how this a marginalised girl who's like bullied, berated, and sort of very self-obsessed can become quite violent and murder. It was quite a believable trajectory from being a victim to suddenly turning the tables and finding the power to basically kill people. Like the rage of it. And yeah, no, I thought it was interesting. I would watch a season 2. I don't really have much else to say about it because I feel like it's the kind of thing that you can't really talk about without giving spoilers. It goes to places I didn't think it would go, and it was enjoyable. It was kind of funny as well, which I don't know. Yeah, talking about, well, reflecting back earlier to my Dragon Age obsession, there's actually a Dragon Age animated show. Did I watch it? Yes, I fucking did. Yeah, so I watched Dragon Age Absolution, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love animated fantasy shows with elves as the main characters, and this show delivered. Also, interestingly, the villain in this, as I was watching it, I mean, I think he doesn't kind of start out as the villain. I was like, why is that voice so familiar? Why is it so familiar? Turns out one of the characters in this is played by the voice actor who plays Anduin Wrynn from World of Warcraft. And so and it really annoys me when I recognise voices. Obviously, there's also Matt Mercer, who is in literally everything ever to ever exist within the fantasy genre. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's Matt Mercer immediately. But this other person, I was just like, for a few episodes, is like, who is this? And why do I recognise their voice? Anduin Wrynn. He was literally like such a cute character in World of Warcraft. And so then the fact that he plays a fucking arsehole in this, with his cute little Anduin voice, and he's like fucking annihilating people. Kind of cool. What else have I watched? Oh, and I've been kind of continuing watching. So I did start watching this a couple of years ago when it first... Oh, my fringe. I did start watching this show a couple of years ago when it first aired, but between seasons I kind of just forget about shows. And especially when they're on streaming platforms that I don't have at the time, then I kind of forget about them. But the show is Resident Alien, which is a comedy show about an alien that comes to Earth and tries to hide amongst the people by taking on the form of a small town doctor. And in the first season, he plans to annihilate the human race, but things transpire and change, and then he starts kind of understanding humans through his friendship with a local nurse called Asta. And it's just like such a wholesome show. Like it feels a bit like, I don't know whether anyone's read the book by Matt Haig, The Humans, where an alien kind of starts to learn about humans through the fact that he's an alien, and he kind of sees humanity and thinks, oh, okay, and like learns, yeah. So it kind of feels a bit like that, but hilarious. Like the show literally has me guffawing. Guffawing? Is that a word? Guffaw. I swear that's like a laughing. Guffawing. Let me Google this. Guffaw. Guffaw. Yeah, guffaw. A loud, hearty laugh. There we go. But is it guffawing? Or is it guffawed? Guffawing. Guffawing? Present participle. Guffawing. Yeah, okay. It exists. It just doesn't sound like a word, does it? It had to be guffawing with laughter. But though it means heartily laughter, and so do I need to say laughter afterwards? It had me guffawing. It's that funny. And like season 3 does take a bit of a dark turn, but it's still hilarious at the same time. But yeah, I so wholeheartedly recommend this if you want a show that is genuinely funny, but also like quite heartfelt and interesting as well, because it explores different cultures. So there's like characters who are First Nations, and it kind of gives you a little bit of glimpse into their lives, and sort of there's also complications around like adoption and things like that, and just like genuine community and relationships with one another. And it's just a very human show, which is about aliens, which I love, and I think it's quite cozy, except from season 3 where things do get a bit fucking like, holy shit, that is quite dark. But yeah, totally recommend it, love it. It's honestly one of my favourite comedies, because just some of the things said and like some of the scenarios you just are so absurd that it's hilarious. But yeah, anyway, I think this is the end of my video, so thank you for watching. Let me know what you watched, read, did in October, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.